a jam here. Got me doing the white man's overbite. Pretty good stuff. So here is day 9, or excuse me, installment 9 of the 12 Flicks of Christmas. I believe, what is that, 8 Maids of Milking, 9 Swans of Swimming. I'll have to check. I kind of screwed it up. I should have checked before. I've been hasty. I'm at the end of the year and I'm behind on my stuff, so I'm rushing things. They were bad before. It's not like this you're losing a lot of quality. But today's movie was a Netflix production called Christmas Inheritance. It was all right. It was all right. It was almost as good as the Spanish movie at 1,000 Miles from Christmas, but it wasn't quite there. Some of the things I liked about it, a lot of mixed race relationships. Netflix seems to be very woke when it comes to their Christmas movies, and I'm fine with that. The movie is kind of tropey in sense that it's the typical fish out of water type of story where we get we get the daughter of a rich toy maker, almost like a Toys R Us type of company, and she's got to do something that Dad wants her to do in order to earn her place as the next CEO of the company, basically. And so he makes her go to a small town to visit his former partner in business. And they've been exchanging letters for like 40 years, since the 80s. And so she has to bring this box of letters, and she's only allowed $100, no credit card. So he's really trying to get her to understand what it's like to build something and what it's like to come from some very, very small, meager means. He's like, you know me as this rich guy, but that's not where I came from. So she goes up to this place. Of course, it starts in New York. She's in New York, and she has to go up to a place called Snow Falls. And the movie begins with her raising money for Toys for Tots, and apparently she can do gymnastics. And she's at this, like, it's almost like a frat boy party, or what frat boys became. It looks like a bunch of investment brokers. They all have money, and then they're trying to dare her to do crazy stuff gymnastics wise. But it's so they'll give more money to Toys for Tots, so it's actually a good thing. And so she gets caught on camera trying to vault over this like fake sled, and she crashes into the Christmas tree, and she's had a couple shots, so that doesn't look good. And it all goes on the news and goes viral, and her dad's all upset with her. But they never explained that she was doing it because the guy was going to write a check for literally $1 million for her to do this. And we don't know if it got written or not, but he's like, oh, you're just a child and you need to grow up, and so I'm going to send you on this little mission up to Snow Falls, which we never find out if Snow Falls is in New York. Is it in Vermont? Is it in Canada? We don't know where Snow Falls is because they never tell us. There's even a shot of a license plate where it says a great state to live, and there's no state on it. It's hilarious. I was like, why can't we know where Snow Falls is? We know it's not real, but can we at least put it in a state so there's some sort of tangible reality to this show? Another problem I had with this is Snow Falls was not very snowy. There were parts where it was snowing, and they I feel bad sometimes for these movies because you're trying to create a feeling and you're trying to do it when it's cold and snowy, and there were times when it was, but in the opening scenes up in Snow Falls it wasn't, and they just sprayed this entire part of a town, wherever it is, with like this shaving cream looking stuff that looks like almost like a melted snow. I don't know if you've seen when you put salt on the sidewalk and it melts the snow and it gets that gushy feel sometimes to it. It looked like that. It didn't look good. And I was almost like, just maybe forego the shaving cream and just try to make it look cold if that's possible. So there's a little more Charlie Brown music. I couldn't find anything else to do. Anyway, so she goes up to Snow Falls. She's white. Her fiance is black. Perfectly nice guy. He's a little stressed out though because they're going to go to Hawaii for Christmas, and all of a sudden she's got to do this thing where she's up there like a couple days before Christmas. She's like, "It's okay, I'll get it done. I'll find Zeke is the old partner's name of her dad, and he's like, I'll find Zeke. I'll get him the letters. We'll do what we got to do, and I'll be back in time to get to get to Hawaii with you." And he's like, "All right." And they, there's all the old uh, things that don't really happen in real life anymore. Like, oh well, the snow knocked. They had a snowstorm. They show the storm. Like I said, there was actual real snowstorm, but it wasn't big. It produced a couple inches, like our snowstorm here a few weeks ago did in here in Denver. But but they went with it and said, "Hey, all the lines are down. And we don't get very good reception here because we're such a small town. We don't get good cell phone reception, which that's hardly true anymore either. But that's okay." So how does the conflict come? Well, the conflict comes when she meets this guy who runs the small motel, or it's almost like an enlarged B&B, and she starts to kind of fall for him. He likes her, but she's engaged to this guy. This is the guy back in New York is the fiance, and that's a part of the problem with the movie is they never really make him mean or evil until the end, and not even evil, just reasonably upset for the most part. It's like, oh, you got to do this thing for your dad. Okay, I guess I get that because you are the heir apparent to this company. But you know, I, we made plans to go to Hawaii for Christmas. It's a big deal. She's like, yeah, I know, but I'm gonna get it done. Like I said before, but it starts not getting done. Things happen where and of course, as these things happen, as bad things happen, like a snowstorm, you know, things keep getting pushing the date back for her getting, or pushing the time, making a time crunch for her to get back to New York to get to Hawaii. And finally, the boyfriend comes up. But there are lots of things that happen. The snowstorm happens, and then she's helping this guy, the guy who runs the hotel, the new love interest, run the hotel. Andie MacDowell's in it. Andie MacDowell plays like her. I'm not even sure if it's her aunt or what she is, but Andie MacDowell's in it. She looks great, by the way, and I love it. And here's what I appreciate about Andie MacDowell. And if you don't know who Andie MacDowell is, she's most famous for being in Scrooged, another Christmas movie. Or excuse me, not Scrooged. I got mixed up with Bill Murray. Groundhog Day. She's in Groundhog Day. She's been in lots of movies, though. She was in Four Weddings and a Funeral. She's a former model, became actress. And to her credit, she has no work done. She's aged, and she's aged gracefully. She's got to be probably in her 60s, and she looks fine. But she's in it, and she's really the only famous person in it at all. Anyway, so she plays like, she's kind of like one of the matriarchs of this small town, along with, one of the more important people. So she goes up to this place. Like I say, snow falls. We don't know what state. But things happen that kind of put stress on her current relationship with her fiance, but feels like she has to get this thing done for her dad. And it's a growing experience, even though, like I said before, she doesn't really need the growing experience that bad. She's a good person. She did something stupid that people in their 20s do, like, do a bunch of shots and then try a gymnastics trick, but she did it to get this guy to pay like $1 million more to Toys for Tots. That's just kind of forgotten and glossed over, and she doesn't try to explain it, which I think is kind of ridiculous. But okay, we need that conflict for the movie. Ends up that the guy that she's starting to fall in love with is also a really good artist, and he's a good person. But the guy that the fiance is not a bad guy. He finally goes up to the town, reasonably upset, right? And just like, what's been going on? I can't get a hold of you on your cell phone. I can't get a hold of you on the landline. Explained all the things of why that can't happen. He's like, I want to go. It's Christmas Eve. We're supposed to leave tomorrow on Christmas Day for Hawaii, and he's still really reasonable. When he comes up to the driveway, the new love interest is like hugging his fiance, and he's like, hello, but he's not even a dick about it then. And then he ends up going to the bar, the local bar in town in Snow Falls, and the new love interest ends up there too, and they end up talking a little bit, and it slips out. Oh, by the way, this is a big matzo ball that I forgot. She's doing this all incognito. She's apparently very famous by being the daughter of this toy store owner, right? This mega toy store owner, and and so nobody knows who she is. And then the boyfriend, he's had a couple of martinis. He's obviously very upset about, oh, my girlfriend's been hugging you, and apparently she doesn't want, or my fiance's been hugging you, and apparently she's having second thoughts, and maybe she doesn't want to go Hawaii, and we had planned a future together. I put a ring on it, you know what I'm saying? And then the other guy's like, well, she's a great girl. Yeah, she is a great girl. And he says her name, and he's like, that's not her name. Her name's this other name that she's been going on there. And it was a mistake. He slipped. He had a few drinks. And he was upset. And so next thing you know, they're starting to leave town. This is where the final conflict comes in. And she's like, I can't find the last letter, the letter I was supposed to show Zeke, because like I said, they've been writing letters every year. Her dad and Zeke have been trading letters, and it ends up Dad never gave her a letter. So she's searching for something she can't find, and and then this guy finally just kind of goes, "Hey, I'm taking you. You're coming or you're not?" And she's like, "Okay, I guess I'm coming." They stop for gas, and they start to get into an argument. Finally, honestly, this guy's finally like, "This is ridiculous," and she's like, "Fine," takes off the ring. I don't want to be with you anyway. Takes a bus from the gas station back to Snow Falls, and starts her new thing with the love interest, and finds out when she gets back there that, oh, the whole, her dad's there now, and the whole letter thing that she was supposed to give him was a setup, and she, not really a setup, but oh, he's doing that. Oh no, there was no letter in there. You didn't have to worry about that. I just didn't happen to tell you that. So it's like, it's a big mess. However, even though I'm not thrilled with some aspects of the movie, it was fine. It was a fine Christmas movie. Like I say, more shaving cream than snow. But, that's sometimes the way it works. I was a little ignorant. Well, I was very ignorant, as you guys know. I did not check where this was filmed. I'm guessing it was upstate New York, but I don't know. It appeared that was the vibe they gave. But an overall good movie. Fine writing, except for, like I say, the guy being super reasonable at the end, finally getting pissed off. But even then, he was pretty reasonable, I thought. And then her just going, no, like she's waiting for an excuse to bail on this guy and not get married to him, even though it seemed like everything was fine for 9/10 of the movie with him. I think that was mostly it. That was, the production quality's fine, the writing's fine, everything's edited well, the music's good, it's shot well, all of that's good, and it's a cute little story, and the actors do a pretty good job too. Just a few little things like that's the shaving cream really bugged me though. So if you want a close shave and a pretty good story, maybe check out Christmas Inheritance. I know I babbled a lot on this one. I know I'm missing some details, but this is how I roll. You guys know how I am. It's all unscripted, so I forget some stuff. All right, we'll get to you next time. We got 3 more of these to go, and I got 3 days to do it. So there you go. Thanks for checking it out. Installment 9 of the 12 Flicks of Christmas. Bye.